shaken up, but story time. Story time. Get your coffee, get your popcorn, because what the fuck? Might be about like 2 or 3 parts to this because I want to go into detail as to what happened, okay? If you are new here, okay, I do work at a front desk at a hotel, okay? Sorry, I'm like, what the fuck? Mind you, this happened yesterday, but I was just trying to like, okay. I was at work. I worked 2 to 10 yesterday, okay? So around 6:30, someone enters the lobby. She has on a red poncho because it's been raining disgusting over here. She has a McDonald's bag, a Coke, and a book. She comes to the desk and she's like, hey, I need a room. And I said, okay, what kind of room do you need? And she's like, but I don't have any money. And I said, sweetheart, unfortunately, I cannot help you. She's like, but please, I have nowhere to go. And that pulls on my heart completely, But unfortunately, I couldn't do anything. I couldn't, okay? So then she was like, okay, so can I stay in your lobby? And I said, unfortunately, sweetheart, you cannot stay in the lobby as well because it's against the rules, right? So she ends up leaving, okay? And I felt so bad. I do. If you are new here, like I said, I try to help everybody in any situation that they're in, but I just couldn't. So she ends up leaving. She ends up coming back about like 30 minutes later, and this time she has 2 cups of coffee in her hand from the hotel next door and the McDonald's that she had prior to her leaving, right? She comes back to the desk and she says, please, I have nowhere to go. I need your help. Please, please, please. So then that's when I was like, how old is this kid, right? Because she looked really young. So I asked her how old she was, and she proceeded to tell me that she was 16 years old. And I'm like, whoa, what? Okay, so something's going on, obviously. So I said, where's your parents? And she's like, oh, my mom kicked me out. My mom doesn't want me in the house anymore. She doesn't love me. And then that's when she proceeded to tell me literally her whole life story, okay? She tells me that her mom makes her sleep standing up. She told me that her mom makes it seem as if she doesn't love her. She loves her siblings more. She says that her siblings have their own bedroom and she has an extra bedroom there, but her mother says that she's never worth having her own bedroom. She's even said that her mother likes to color 4 new crayons. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. And she brings it around everybody in the house. She said that there has been times where her mother has cooked dinner and hasn't fed her, hasn't given her food, but she feeds her siblings.
Maybe that went over my head, the crayons thing. Y'all drop it in the comments below what she mean by the crayons.
She's even said that her mom does not buy her like her necessities that she needs, like deodorant and perfume and soap and underwear and all that other stuff. And I'm here like, what? So then I asked another question and I said, okay, why did you get kicked out? What happened today? Oh, my mom and me had a disagreement earlier. So she's telling me all of that and I'm like, that it pulled on my heartstrings and I'm like, what? So then, okay, then this is when details, she said that, because I had asked her, how did you get here? This is exactly what she said. She said that she got kicked out of the house. She started walking, that she walked to a church. There was a woman at the church. The woman ended up taking her to go get McDonald's, which she had a McDonald's bag in her hand, and then took her to the hospital. But the hospital wouldn't keep her there because she was a minor. She didn't have an adult. Now, I don't know what state you live in, but like in Florida and New York, if you are under the age of 18, you still have to go see a pediatrician. So yes, you do have to have a parent present in order to even get looked at or seen or anything. So I believed her. So then she proceeds to say that since her mother wasn't at the hospital with her, she ended up leaving, okay? The woman that brought her to the hospital from the church, she said that she prayed on her and everything and that the lady just left. So then the little girl said, the girl, she ended up saying that she just kept on walking, okay? She left the hospital, she just kept on walking, right? Then as she was walking, she tried to hitch a ride. She ended up catching a ride from a random man. That random man brought her to the main area, which my hotel is located at, and dropped her off where my hotel is at, obviously, right? So I did tell her, I was like, you never get in a car with a strange person. Are you, no, what? So then she was like, I'm sorry. It's just that I don't know what I'm gonna do. I have nowhere to go. My mom doesn't want me at her house. My mom told me that, excuse me, she goes, my mom told me that I can go on live myself for all she cares, that she doesn't care. Like, I don't know what to do. She doesn't love me anyway, you know, and that started making me even more emotional towards this girl and her story. So then I'm on this side of the counter. She's on the other side of the counter. Okay. So I took a deep breath in and I told her, listen, I leave work at 10 o'clock. My coworker that comes in at 10 o'clock, she is an advocate. She knows a lot of more sources here in the state. I was like, just go to the where the tables are located, okay, behind you. Take your McDonald's, go sit in the corner, okay, take off your poncho and just eat. Okay, when my coworker gets here, we're gonna figure this out. I had to keep this girl here because something was not adding up to her story. It just, nothing was adding up. It wasn't. Because then she proceeded to say this, that the cops arrested her, put her behind the cop car, but then like 5 minutes later, when her mother spoke to the officers, the officer just let her go and she just walked off. So I said, you were arrested? She's like, yeah, I was arrested today, but they let me go. So isn't that against the law? And I'm like, so they arrested you, but they let you go. And she's like, yeah, but, and your mother was there? She's like, yeah, my mom was there. And it still just didn't, it wasn't mathing. Like, it didn't make sense, right? So as she's in the lobby, she's eating her food, and I still kind of wanted to like pick her brain to see exactly what the hell was going on before I ended up doing what was best for her, obviously, you know? So then I asked her when her birthday was, you know, does she go to school? Where was she born? Just like the little questions like that. And she answered them. And then she went into full detail as to why her and her mother don't get along, okay? She indicated that her and her mother don't get along because she never wants to do what her mother says right then and there, and then that's a big issue. So I said, can you please explain yourself? She said that one of the main reasons why they started arguing yesterday is because she was doing homework and her mother sent her to go take a shower, but she didn't want to go take a shower right then and there. She wanted to finish her homework. But remember, maybe like an hour before I asked that question, she indicated that her mother told her that she couldn't go to school. And two, she said that her mother wouldn't allow her to take a shower or anything, you know? So that's when I felt like the story started to change. You know, she was calm, cool, and collective, you know. I did give her a hug because she started crying, and I was like, sweetheart, it's gonna be okay. And she was like, wow, you know, I never had someone give me a hug randomly. She was like, I can talk to you for hours. I feel like it's so easy to talk to you. And that even pulled on my heartstrings even more. And I was like, okay. So then finally it was 10 p.m., right? My coworker comes in. That's how true it is. And I go and I say, I need to talk to you. And she's like, yeah, you text me, like, what's going on? So I pulled her aside and I told her everything. And she was like, okay, so then you want to do it together? We decided to call, obviously, the 911 non-emergency number because we felt like this was a runaway and we just wanted to make sure that she got home safely. We wanted to know what the hell was really going on, right? Okay. I had to go back home and pick up Ileana and Giovanni, okay? Because we actually stayed at the hotel room at my hotel last night because they were doing construction in the house and it was just all over the place. So I left here at 10:30. I got home, I came back, and I was already back at my job around like 11:15, okay? I came into the lobby, okay? My coworker and the girl was sitting on the two chairs, right? I got my hotel room key and I went to the room, okay, and I settled my kids. I made sure they were okay. They were laying down, and then I texted my coworker and I said, okay, let's call the 911 emergency. She's like, okay, no problem. I called, okay, they were already en route. Okay, so now my coworker has been working for this company, for my owners, for about almost 10 years. So she knows one of the deputies that does like drive-bys, basically, to make sure that everything is okay during, you know, the overnight shift. So she had texted him and he was also en route, okay? So then I go, okay, honey, you know, just let me know if you need me. I'm literally right next door, okay? So at 12:46, I get a text message from my coworker indicating that she's destroying stuff. And I'm like, what? So I end up calling her and I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, listen, you need to come to the front office right now. So me, I go and I come running, okay? I get here and I started to record, and I have the recording. She is in the bathroom. The little girl is in the bathroom, okay? She destroyed the bathroom. She poked a big ass hole with her head in the back. The officer is fighting her in the bathroom, and I'm like, what the hell happened? So the officer had came. Um, both officers, two officers arrived at the same time. They were speaking to the young lady. Okay, they were like, okay, it's time to go home. It's time to go home. So she got up and said, officer, can I use the bathroom? So the girl went into the bathroom. Okay, and the officer tells my coworker, oh my God, I hope she doesn't lock herself in the bathroom. As soon as he said that, boom, that's exactly what she did. Maybe like 2 minutes later, they both heard her destroying the bathroom, throwing the trash can, the paper dispenser, trying to rip that off the wall. And then that's when I had gotten the text message that she's destroying stuff, right? So when I had gotten in here, the bathroom door was wide open. The officer was sweating bullets because he's trying to calm this girl down. So then I was like, officer, can you give me a minute? Like, since I felt like I kind of had a connection with her because she did say that it was easy for her to talk to me, I was like, officer, can I just talk to her? Can I just calm her down? So he's like, okay, try. She looked at me in my face. She looked at me dead in my eyes. And I was like, sweetheart, you remember me? She's like, no, F you. And she went fucking crazy even more. So then the officer obviously had to use force, okay? And at that moment, that's when, I kid you not, probably like 6 squad cars come pulling up, okay? 6 more officers come running into the bathroom. Well, like 4 or 5 officers come running into the bathroom to try to get her up. They finally got her up, okay? They handcuffed her. They bring her to a little chair in the lobby, and the chair that they put her on is against a wall. So as soon as she noticed that wall, she went to go clock her head back all the way again. Thank God the officer put his hand right here and stopped her, okay? And stopped her. She destroyed the bathroom. She was yelling. She was cursing. She's saying that she's going to unlive herself. She went fucking crazy.
All right, so it sounds like this girl has a mental issue, unfortunately. Yeah.
Finally, they we had her, they ended up putting her in the cop car, okay? And then the officer that came to speak to me and my coworker, his name is Officer Watson. I did have permission to share his name. He has so much control and so much patience towards this little girl, and the reason why is because whatever this little girl was fighting, he indicated that his daughter actually fought the same type of situation, okay? So the truth about the little girl is her and her mother got into a huge argument because she did not want to take her medication that she has to take, because if she doesn't take her medication, the actions that she just caused in the bathroom is what will happen on a daily basis. So she needs to take medication every single day to actually be able to be calm, cool, and collective, okay? So that was one of the big reasons why she got into an argument with her mother. The little girl was never arrested, okay? So what happened was that when the situation happened that she was not wanting to take her medication, her mother did call the police. That's how true it is. The mother did call the police. The police officers came to the house, okay, and told her, listen, you need to take your medication. You need to do this. You need to do that. You know, you are a minor. It's your mother's rules. The whole shebang, okay? Little girl doesn't like to take orders from anybody, especially her mother, she said, okay? So she ended up running away. She ended up running away that morning, okay? The cops found her, brought her back home. The mother ended up taking her to the hospital, okay? They stood there, they evaluated her, they did whatever they had to do. They sent both of them home. As soon as they got home, the little girl ran away again. The cops were called again. They detained her, okay, which was obviously detaining her to bring her back home. They brought her back home. Within an hour, the girl ran away again. The girl has been running away from home since she was 13 years old, the officer said. The officer knew her parents personally, okay? She was never kicked out, okay? The officer even said that he has entered her house and has indicated she has her own room. She has her own bed. She goes to school. The little girl is well taken care of. She just does not like to take any orders from her mother, and she does need to be on medication, and she does not want to take the medication. So yesterday the cops literally had to bring her to her house 4 different times. 4 different times. And every time that they have to bring her home, they're just wondering when they're going to get a phone call again, because she just runs away. She even indicated, like, throughout the whole entire situation, she was like, if I have to do something to get me arrested, I will do it, because I don't want to go back home. I don't want to go back home. Yeah. It's sad. It's really sad. Me and my coworker were like, what? Like,
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Hopefully the little girl take her medication and be all right. I figured that's what was going on when she went crazy on her and basically said "fuck you" and you know what I'm saying, I don't know you and shit. I figured that's what was going on with the little girl. Sounds like everything's is okay at home according to the police officer. So you know, mental illness is a real thing, man, and anybody going through any mental illness and even depression or anything like that, you know what I'm saying? God bless y'all, and I hope y'all get better, you know what I'm saying? But there's not really too much for me to say about this story, but yeah, man, I will catch you guys on the next one. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. Don't forget to follow my second Storytime channel, which is We Still Hustle Daily #2. We Still Hustle Daily 2. Tap in with your boy. And I appreciate y'all for tuning in and rocking with me. All right. Looks like I'm too far. There we go. Love y'all. Appreciate y'all. Catch y'all on the next one, man. Y'all be safe out there. Peace.